the Andily unit tops out at 218 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, you heard me correctly, 218 degrees Fahrenheit. Hey everyone, David here. Today in this video, I'm going to be checking out the Lasko 1500 watt ceramic space heater and comparing it to the Andily 1500 watt ceramic space heater. Both of these heaters were purchased by us, and any opinion expressed is strictly our own. That being said, if you're interested in either heater, the links will be in the video description. First up, let's go ahead. Let's look at these heaters up close. So looking at them from the top to the left, we have the Lasko heater. You can see we have our two control knobs right here. So we have off, we have fan with no heat. Then we have one, which is going to be 750 watts, and two, which is going to be 1500 watts. Then you can see on this side, we have a minus and a plus button for our thermostat controls. To the right, we have the Andily heater, same thing. So we have our two control knobs up top, but in this case, they're in flipped order. So we have our thermostat on the left side with our minimum and maximum options. Then on the right, we have our controls, and we pick up one additional option with this. So we have off, we have fan, which is no heat. Then we have 750 watts, which is 2. Then we have 1500 watts, which is 3. We also have an eco energy efficient mode right here. This is actually the 1000 watt heat setting. So at the top, both have two controls, thermostat and our different modes. With the Andily, we pick up a fourth mode option, whereas we only have 3 with the Lasko, and that bonus mode is going to be our 1000 watt energy option. Looking at them from the front, very similar design. The Andily is going to take up a larger footprint. It's a little bit wider, but the Lasko is going to be a little bit taller if you don't include the handle. If you include the handle, then obviously the Andily unit's the taller of the two. But they follow the same pattern. Indicator light, we have our metal front circular grille, and we have their logo and branding at the bottom. Looking at the back of both units, very similar. Both have an integrated power cable. With the Lasko unit, you can see it's at the center, whereas we have the corner for our Andily unit. Both have an air intake right here in the back, and both have a built-in handle. With the Lasko unit, you can see we have a larger built-in handle. It's a little bit easier to grip. And we have a smaller option right here with the Andily one, but that's because we have another additional handle as well that's really easy to grip and carry. Now looking at the units from the bottom, you can see with the Lasko unit, we have a two-tone color scheme right here, and you can see the base that we have. It's just 2 lines. Whereas with the Andily unit, you can see we have 4 feet right here. So you can see the 4 feet that we have. And you may notice on the Lasko unit, we do not have a tip over switch, but we do have a tip over safety switch with our Andily unit. And that's really important. I would highly recommend choosing a space heater that has this switch built in, especially if you have kids and pets at home. Now, when measuring performance between both space heaters, we measure 2 things. The first one is how loud does it get? So we measure the peak decibel, as well as we measure how hot it gets. So with the Lasko unit, in this particular case, it maxed out at 77 decibels. Typically though, when running, it averages around 55 decibels. For the Andily unit, we maxed out at 76 decibels, so 1 decibel less. But I would say typically this one runs a little bit louder, closer to about 60, maybe 65 decibels while running. But honestly, it's really hard to tell the difference between the two when they're both running. Now, in regards to temperature, we have a much more drastic change between the two. So the Lasko unit tops out at 162 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas the Andily unit tops out at 218 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, you heard me correctly, 218 degrees Fahrenheit for our Andily unit. So now we're left with one question. Which heater should you buy between these two? If it's me all day, every day, I'm choosing the Andily unit. At the time of this review, this unit's about $6 more, but for that extra $6, we get a much hotter space heater, 162 to 218. Don't forget, if you don't want it that hot, you can use the thermostat, change the mode settings. It doesn't have to be that hot. Also, you pick up a nice carry handle. Not as important to me, but it might be really important to you if you plan on moving this around daily, weekly, hourly, whatever you plan to do with your space heater. But I would say the most important feature is this switch right here. So for $6 more, we pick up an extra safety switch, a nice handle, an extra mode, and it's a hotter heater.